Good afternoon, Mr. Commissioner. Good afternoon, Chris and Maggie.
Afternoon.
My name is Bath-Shéba Den Berg, and I'm counsel representing Freedom Court and the protesters. I'd like to start by asking you, Chris, a few questions about what happened to you on that Friday, February the 18th, 2022. I understand that you were wearing your medals when you were arrested. Is that correct?
I was.
And did they get damaged when you were arrested?
They did. The first 20 minutes, I had my medals in my jacket, and with the shoving with the police, at one point, one of my medals, my Queen Jubilee medal, broke off, and I lost it.
Could I call up HRF 401566?
Just to, perhaps there are a lot of documents, obviously. David Michikowski, sorry, for the Ottawa Police. Perhaps before my friend introduces one of the documents, she could just confirm whether it was something that was uploaded last night for the first time. I know there are 7 videos that were sent to me last night that were not on the system. So if we could just indicate for the record whether that is one of those documents, because I may have specific objection to that.
Okay, given the late disclosure, apparently, could you make sure you tell us beforehand what it is we're going to? Just so we can, if there are problems, we can outline them in detail?
Yes, Mr. Commissioner, I can confirm to my friend that I'm going to refer to a video that was presented in the document list by the Commission. And it is a video of the arrest of Chris Deering.
Just so that we're clear, that would be what was produced in the last couple days, correct?
No, it was produced a while ago, my friend, and it was produced as part of the list by the Commission.
Okay, we'll address that later. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Clerk, the numbers again for this video are HRF. Okay, you got it. Thank you.
That's a wounded veteran! Yes, sir! That's a wounded warrior right there! They got a
Okay, we can pause the video. Thank you. Chris, can you confirm that that is you that's being thrown to the ground and beaten by the police?
Yes, it is.
Hey, I'm not sure about that question. Let's be a little careful with how we do that, please.
Can you confirm that's you, Chris?
Excuse me?
Can you confirm that is you in the video?
It is me.
Thank you. Now I'd like to ask you, Maggie, a few questions about what happened to you on Saturday, February the 19th, 2022. And I'd like to bring up a document. This is a video that I did disclose yesterday, and it's a video of it's a photo. It's a photo of when Maggie was kneeling in front of the police.
David Michikowski for the Ottawa Police. For the reasons I've already articulated, that should not be allowed. These are things that should have been disclosed long ago, and we've had no explanation. I get it, sometimes things come up at the last minute, but we've had no explanation for why this was not disclosed.
Okay, well, let's see what the photo, if it's just a photo of Ms. Hope Braun kneeling, is that all it is?
That's all it is, and Mr. Commissioner.
Okay, I'm not sure what the prejudice would be, but let's go ahead.
And the number for that photo is HRF 00001612. Just confirming to the right in the green jacket, that's you kneeling?
Yes, and the charter is in front of me, and there are several people also kneeling and praying,
Thank you.
or doing however they're.
Okay. Now, I'd like to call up a video, and this is a video of the arrest of Maggie, and she spoke about it, and I think it is important, Mr. Commissioner, that everyone here sees it. It's simply a video of what she already described and put into evidence.
David Michikowski for the Ottawa Police. I understand that is one of the videos that was disclosed last night as well.
That's correct, and it's also a video that was available to the public at large by the newspapers.
And can you, for the record, explain why it is these things weren't disclosed till last night?
Sir, if I may pop in, unlike some of the institutional individuals and representations here, we, of course, have no control over witnesses. They approach us. We get put in contact with them. We get the evidence when we get the evidence, and we put it before you as quickly as possible. These witnesses have no connection to us as a party. They were folks that were heard about and were asked to put in contact with. This is how that works, sir. It just unfortunately didn't happen until I believe we even got here in Ottawa, sir.
I'm sorry, maybe I missed it. Are you saying you didn't get this video till yesterday?
I understand that there was essentially, maybe Beth Vandenberg can explain the background, but at the end of the day, I think we provided it as soon as we could. We didn't have reference to it per se. I'll let Ms. Vandenberg speak to it.
Yes, Ms. Commissioner, that's correct, as I did only have notice of it yesterday, and I tried my very best to share it with everyone as soon as possible.
Okay, well, let's have a look at it and see where we go.
Thank you, Mr. Commissioner. The numbers for this video are HRF 401614. And Mr. Clerk, I'm going to ask you to pause at 2 seconds. So to play the video and then pause at 2 seconds. Thank you. Maggie, can you confirm that that is you in the green jacket and the blue toque?
It's me.
Thank you. Do you agree that the meaning, because I'm going to go into, we're going to actually just, let's continue playing the video. All right, can we pause, please? All right. Do you agree that that appears to be a snatch and grab method? Snatch and grab meaning
Sorry.
snatching and grabbing?
Firstly, this is a little bit leading, which I don't think you're entitled to do. Number two, I'm not sure this is a witness who can talk about police tactics, and I think now you're getting into something that's a bit unfair. So, I mean, you don't have much time. In fact, you have 1 minute left, so you might want to use it more appropriately.
I would like to call up another video, unless I'm going to get objected to and lose another minute of my time. It's a video of Maggie being arrested.
I'm not sure this is really very relevant to what I have to decide, how the arrests were actually carried out and where there were
Okay.
no complaints. Now, if that's how you want to use your last minute, I'm prepared to have a look at it.
I did want to ask a question for the both of you, just to confirm that after you were arrested, that you were driven outside the Ottawa City Core and told by the police that you...
That's pretty leading for a phase you're not supposed to be leading your witness.
Were you driven outside of the...
That's...
Sorry.
If you want to ask, the way to ask, I'm happy to assist. It's you ask, how was it what proceeded after you were arrested? Where were you taken?
Chris, can
So-
you tell us what proceeded after you were arrested?
I believe last time we spoke, so when the processing line was finished, after the 2 hours of staying in the freezing cold, not able to sit or kneel, ended on my medication again, I had my information taken. I was then placed in the back of a squad car. They read me what I was being charged with, which was public obstruction and mischief. So I said I understood. The police officer then left his vehicle for 5 minutes. He came back and he said, "Well, today's your lucky day. You're not being charged." I said, "That's great." I said, "Can I know why that changed?" He said, "No, you don't need to know that." So at that time, I felt it was my understanding that I'm free to go because I'm not being charged with anything. Then the next 5-10 minutes, they put me in a paddy wagon with no direction. They didn't say anything. They said, "Go in here." So again, I mean, I have no choice. I go to the paddy wagon. I'm there for 25 minutes. I don't know where I'm going, don't know how long I'm there. Eventually, the paddy wagon does fill up over the next couple of hours. Then they drive us around for approximately half an hour to 45 minutes. It's very hard to tell because there's no windows, of course, in the paddy wagon. There's no concept of time. They then drove us to a public works building that was 10.2 kilometers away from Parliament Hill. When they let us out of the paddy wagons, they gave us our possessions back. They gave us no paperwork. The police officer came out and gave us a stern warning and said, "You don't come back to Ottawa or you'll be charged." They gave us all our possessions back. Again, sorry. Most of us, due to the cold, our cell phones had died. No one had any money. No one had any masks. We couldn't go into the building to make a phone call. So we were stranded. So we were forced to walk to a Wendy's that was, and I forget the approximate distance. So we had to walk from that public works building in the snow, in the freezing cold, to a Wendy's. I had called a friend that I had just met prior the night on the 17th. I met someone for 5 minutes, and he said, "If you need anything in Ottawa," and this is the type of people you met in Ottawa. I met him for 2 minutes, 5 minutes, and he said, "If you need anything, you call me and I'll pick you up right away," and whatever. And he did exactly that. I picked him up. I called him at Wendy's. I said, "Can you please pick us up? We have no money. We have no means. We don't know where we are. We're not from Ottawa." And it was just, I never thought that I would get dumped out of the city like trash by the police. It was.
And Mr. Commissioner,
You're way over your time.
thank you. I was just going to ask if the same thing had happened to Maggie, just to confirm.
I'll be very brief. So when, after I was behind the police line, it's all in my statement, that's there, but I was thrown to the ground and there was a lot of weaponry around, and I looked up and there was a gun pointed, it appeared to be at my head. And from there, I was taken outside the city and dropped off. And again, I was at a towing place where they were towing the trucks, and there was no shelter, there was no place to plug in your phone, there was nothing. And thankfully, people came and got us. So, yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.